So you found a great deal on a used car. Low miles, clean interior, price seems too good to be true. Well, guess what? It probably is. Because some cars are built to fail, and they'll die before they even hit 60,000 miles. I'm not talking about old junkers or shady imports. I'm talking about cars you see on the road every day. Popular models from major brands, with critical failures that hit right after the warranty expires. These are the kinds of problems that show up way too soon, cost thousands to fix, and destroy your resale value. So in this video, I'm exposing 9 cars you must avoid if you value your money, your sanity, and your safety. Because if you buy one of these thinking, it's just a little used, you could be signing up for a mechanical nightmare. And no, this isn't clickbait. Every car on this list has been called out by mechanics, owners, and even class action lawsuits. You ready? Let's count down the cars that die young, so you don't have to. 9. Range Rover Evoque. At first glance, the Range Rover Evoque seems like a dream. It's compact, stylish, and carries that premium badge everyone recognizes. But once you dive under the surface, this SUV turns into a financial nightmare. The 2.0 Sci-4 engine is notorious for overheating, often without warning, due to a poorly designed cooling system. Radiator issues, coolant leaks, and failed thermostats are common, leading to warped heads or full engine failure. But the misery doesn't stop there. Transmission problems start creeping in right around 50,000 to 60,000 miles. Owners report harsh shifting, delayed response, and jerky acceleration at low speeds. What's worse? These problems almost always appear right after the warranty expires, timing that feels less like coincidence and more like a trap. Repairs are brutal. A transmission rebuild can cost up to $9,000. Combine that with potential engine work, you're easily looking at 5 figures. Many owners end up selling the car for parts because fixing it isn't worth it. Land Rover rarely acknowledges the issue. No major recalls, no clear fixes, just service bulletins in silence. So if you find a used Evoque online and think, wow, this is a great deal, stop. Ask yourself why a luxury SUV is so cheap. Chances are the previous owner was escaping a disaster. 8. Subaru WRX. The Subaru WRX is supposed to be a beast. Turbocharged, all-wheel drive, aggressive looks. It's the kind of car that makes enthusiasts drool. But there's a dark side to the FA20D IT engine that powers many of these models. Under that hood lies a surprisingly fragile powertrain. The engine suffers from premature piston ringlet failure, weak connecting rods, and blown head gaskets, often well before 60,000 miles. And no, these aren't rare one-off cases. Entire online communities are built around WRX engine failures. Here's what usually happens. You drive the WRX like it's meant to be driven, spiritedly. But the engine can't take it. Compression loss, misfires, smoking tailpipes. It all starts to unravel. And when it does, you're staring at a $5,000 to $10,000 engine rebuild. Even worse? Subaru often denies warranty claims, blaming modifications or driver abuse, even if the car is bone stock. So unless you've got deep pockets or love living on the edge, the WRX might not be the reliable rally hero you hoped for. It's fast, yes, but only for as long as the engine holds together. Next up, a BMW that combines diesel efficiency with repair bills that'll make your jaw drop. 7. BMW X5 xDrive 35D. The BMW X5 xDrive 35D promises everything: luxury, torque-rich diesel performance, and German engineering. But beneath the sleek exterior and leather-lined interior hides a mechanical ticking time bomb. At the heart of the issue? The N57 diesel engine, specifically its timing chain. Unlike most engines, this one hides the timing chain at the rear of the engine, meaning when it stretches or fails, which it does often before 60,000 miles. The entire engine has to come out. We're talking $6,000 to $10,000 in labor alone. And it gets worse. Owners also report EGR cooler failures, swirl flap issues, and DPF clogging, all of which can cause check engine lights, limp mode, or even full-on engine damage. And this is all before the 100,000-mile mark. To add insult to injury, many mechanics won't even touch these cars outside a dealership. Why? Because the diagnostics and repairs are nightmarishly complex and time-consuming. So you're stuck paying premium prices every time. Thinking about buying a used diesel X5 to save on fuel? Think again. This is one SUV where efficiency ends at the pump, and financial pain begins under the hood. Coming up, a compact Hyundai sedan that's quiet, efficient, and one piston slap away from engine death. Number 6. Hyundai Elantra. The Hyundai Elantra looks like a smart choice. Stylish design, great fuel economy, and a low price tag. It's been one of the most popular compact sedans in North America. But if you're driving a 2011 to 2016 model, you're sitting on a grenade with a short fuse. At the center of the disaster is the Gamma GDI engine, available in 1.6-liter and 2.0-liter versions. What's the issue? Severe engine failures caused by oil starvation and piston slap. These engines are infamous for bearing wear, oil flow problems, and sudden seizures, often with no warning at all. You might be cruising on the highway when suddenly... silence. The engine locks up. Game over. The worst part? Hyundai didn't handle it well. For years, owners were blamed for poor maintenance, even when oil changes were done like clockwork. Only after multiple lawsuits did Hyundai issue recalls, but many affected cars weren't covered. And if your engine dies out of warranty, expect to pay $4,000 to $6,000 for a full replacement. That's more than the car's resale value in most cases. It's a scary thought, a quiet little sedan turning into a financial black hole at 50,000 miles. Up next, a rugged Jeep with a name that evokes toughness. But under the hood, it's burning through oil like there's no tomorrow. 5. Jeep Cherokee. The Jeep Cherokee is supposed to be tough. It's got the badge, the looks, and the off-road legacy. But if you're driving one with the 2.4-liter Tiger Shark engine, especially in models from recent years, you're sitting on a time bomb that drinks oil like water and destroys itself in the process. Here's the deal. This engine suffers from excessive oil consumption, often burning through a quart every 1,000 miles or less. That might not sound dramatic until you realize most drivers don't check their oil every week. Before you even know what's happening, the oil runs dry, and the engine seizes. It's not just bad luck, it's bad engineering. The root of the problem? Piston ring design flaws leading to poor oil control. The result? Oil starvation, damaged cylinder walls, and catastrophic engine failure well before 60,000 miles. And what's Jeep's response? In many cases, no recall. Owners report being told oil burning is normal by dealerships. But when the engine finally gives out, you're stuck with a $5,000 to $7,000 repair bill. So if you're thinking of buying a used Cherokee, think again. This SUV might survive a mountain trail, but it might not survive your morning commute. Next up, a compact car from a trendy British brand that looks cool until its timing chain snaps and leaves you stranded on the side of the road. Number 4. Mini Cooper. The Mini Cooper is all charm on the outside. Stylish, iconic, and fun to drive. But if it's equipped with the N14 engine, you're in for a nightmare. This particular engine is infamous for one major flaw, a poorly designed timing chain system that wears out far too early. We're talking serious issues before 60,000 miles. The chain stretches and loses tension. It starts with a subtle rattle, often dismissed, and quickly turns into catastrophic failure. When the chain jumps timing, pistons can slam into valves, and just like that, your engine is toast. It's so common, mechanics have a nickname for it: the death rattle. What makes it worse? There's rarely a clear warning. One day it runs fine. The next day, it's at the shop with a $5,000 plus repair bill. If the damage is bad enough, you might be facing a full engine replacement, easily $8,000 or more. Even owners who followed every maintenance schedule to the letter weren't spared. The flaw is baked into the engine's design. And Mini? They've done little to address it. So before you fall for a cheap, sporty Mini Cooper, check that engine code. If it says N14, back away slowly. 3. Chevrolet Equinox. The Chevrolet Equinox looks like a smart buy, affordable, roomy, and everywhere. But under that practical image hides one of the worst-kept secrets in modern engine design: the 2.4-liter Ecotex oil addiction. This engine consumes oil like it's going out of style, often losing a quart every 1,000 miles or less. And there's no warning, no light, no alert. Just a silent countdown to disaster. Once oil drops too low, internal damage begins. Scored cylinders, fried valves, and eventually full engine failure. Many owners discovered the problem only after total breakdowns, well before 60,000 miles. GM's advice? Check your oil more often. That's not a solution, it's an insult. Even light-duty Equinoxes, used just for errands or commuting, suffer this fate. And repairs? Expect $4,000 or more. Some engines never recover unless fully rebuilt. Bottom line, if you want a family SUV that won't destroy itself quietly, skip the Equinox. Number 2. Ford Focus. When Ford launched the 1.0-liter EcoBoost engine, it was hailed as revolutionary. A tiny turbocharged marvel that delivered great fuel economy without sacrificing power. Sounds like the perfect package for a modern compact car, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. In reality, the 1.0 EcoBoost has become infamous for catastrophic engine failures, and we're talking well before 60,000 miles. The main culprits? Coolant leaks, oil starvation, overheating leading to cracked engine blocks. What's shocking is how fast these engines can fail. In many cases, the first sign of trouble is sudden overheating, followed by total engine shutdown. Sometimes it happens mid-drive. Owners have reported pulling over with steam pouring out of the hood, only to learn the engine was cooked from the inside out. Even worse? Ford was slow to acknowledge the problem. For years, they blamed owner neglect, until thousands of customers, mechanics, and consumer advocates exposed the pattern. The root cause? A known design flaw in the cooling system. In some models, coolant leaks internally, mixing with oil or disappearing without a trace. Once that happens, the engine runs dry, leading to warping, seizing, or complete destruction. If that sounds expensive, it is. A replacement engine can run $5,000 to $7,000. For a car that was marketed as affordable, that's a nightmare. Ford has since issued technical service bulletins and extended warranties in some regions. But for many unlucky owners, the damage was already done. So if someone tries to sell you a used Focus with an EcoBoost badge, run. Don't walk. Next up, a Nissan sedan with such a notoriously weak transmission, it might not even make it past 40,000 miles. Number 1. Nissan Altima. If there's one car that perfectly represents how cost-cutting can destroy reliability, it's the Nissan Altima with the 2.5-liter engine and CVT transmission. On paper, it's a smart buy. Midsize, comfortable, fuel-efficient, with that sleek, modern design. But under the hood, it's a mechanical time bomb. The Achilles heel here is the continuously variable transmission, or CVT. Nissan has pushed this tech across its lineup for over a decade, but in the Altima, especially in models from the last 10 years, this transmission fails with alarming consistency. We're talking about slipping, jerking, total loss of power, and even complete transmission death. Sometimes before 50,000 miles. And here's the worst part. Nissan knew. Hundreds of complaints flooded online forums, mechanic shops, and legal offices. CVT failures became so common that class action lawsuits were filed. Nissan responded, not with a recall, but with extended warranties and vague service bulletins that often didn't reach second-hand owners. So what exactly goes wrong? Overheating fluid contamination, weak metal components in the belt system, poor software calibration. Once it starts acting up, the repair bill, easily $4,000 to $6,000, often more than the car is worth. And if you think replacing the transmission solves it, bad news. The new CVT is just as flawed. Mechanics across North America have a nickname for this car, the Altima Lottery, because it's only a matter of when, not if, the transmission will give up. So if you're browsing used sedans and spot a great deal on an Altima, just remember, cheap now, catastrophic later. There you have it. 9 cars that simply don't last, no matter how well you treat them. They're not old beaters, they're not 300,000-mile clunkers. These are vehicles that look good, drive well at first, and then fall apart before even hitting 60,000 miles. Some suffer from fragile engines, others from disastrous CVTs. And some, they're just built with cheap, failure-prone components hidden under shiny marketing. The worst part? Many of these cars still get sold at full price, with slick salespeople brushing off complaints as rare issues or user error. But now you know better. You've seen the pattern. Oil burners, chain snappers, transmission grenades, overheaters, unfixable electrical nightmares. So here's the rule. Always check the engine type, transmission, and recall history before you buy. Don't just look at mileage, look at reputation. Because if a car dies before 60,000 miles, it's not just unreliable, it's a financial trap. Let me know in the comments, have you owned one of these junkers? Did it fail early, or did you get lucky? And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone about to make a big mistake at the dealership. Because the only thing worse than driving a ticking time bomb is paying full price for it.